All right, guys, welcome back once again here to the North American qualifiers. This guy's here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Are you ready to watch Isurus versus Shadows of the Past?
It's going to be sick, man.
Is it?
Is it
Isurus
though?
won a game.
Isurus did win a game. And
Won a game.
Bruno, I mean, he was about to put on his Argentina
It was
shirt
a
again.
long-ass game, apparently, because
Yeah.
I was sitting down there and I'm like, are they actually casting
Are they
two
doing?
games?
Yeah, exactly. And no one really knew.
Yeah, and we didn't actually watch that game, but apparently they won, so they're on the board, man.
They're on the board. And playing up against Shadows of the Past, these two teams haven't really been having an easy run through the group.
No, they haven't, but we'll go ahead and do the smooth transition inside of the draft so we can see what the hell is actually going on. And I haven't actually seen, or commentated, I should say, either of these teams really play.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that Shadows of the Past are probably coming into this the favorites.
Yeah, because Isurus lost
Have only won
every
one
single
game.
game
Yeah,
except
yeah,
for
yeah,
one.
of course,
Yeah,
of
but
course.
they're on a roll now, man. They won the last game. They got this going, and they're playing against Tree and Protector. Actually, two of the most popular heroes this qualifier, or the two most popular heroes in terms of being picked,
Yeah,
are banned.
that's true.
That is Darkseer and Mirana. And Batrider, of course, has still, I believe, 100% pick ban rates.
Permapan, or permaban, yeah.
Burmapan.
Permapan. I mean, it's the same thing. People
Yeah.
know, man. They understand. And
They know.
Sanking is actually a hero that we haven't been seeing quite as much of recently, but looks like Isurus are going to pick him here. And I'm personally of the mind that when you pick your two supports like this early, it almost gives away your lanes, like, immediately.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of these two in combination, actually. Sand King and Shadow Shaman, you sell that your tri-lane is definitely, you know, you can contest this tri-lane.
Yeah.
SK, Rasta, doesn't matter which last hero you add on. It's not that strong in terms of harassing. It has to be a strong ranged hero like a Gyrocopter or anything for it to really be a strong tri-lane. So having a Tree and Protector, Shadows of the Past can definitely go pick something that suits up for a try versus try.
Question is, are they going to? Because every
They
time
will.
I commentate with PyCat, it's like, we think a team's going to do something, and then they do the opposite.
Yeah,
So it's hard to say.
that's the problem, man. But what I would like to see from Shadows of the Past here is getting that Shadow Fiend, which every team plays now. Okay, they pick Puck. But getting that Shadow Fiend, they might still go for it later on, man.
They can offlane Puck, but I
Yeah.
mean, that's giving Isurus what they want, basically.
No,
You would
this is
offlane
a
Puck.
safe lane solo Puck and aggressive tri-lane with Treants. It's going to happen,
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
That's respectable.
bro. And Meepo being
the-
banned out again.
The Meepo respect ban. Who plays Meepo?
I think it's Nadahara or Nadara, the drafter.
Okay.
Is what I've been told. I haven't seen it, but apparently he's amazing.
Amazing.
Pretty much every team bans him, man.
Is he a no-tail?
He's probably better than No-Tail.
Holy shit.
No offense, No-Tail.
That is some serious...
Much
that's some
offense.
serious offense, yeah.
Yeah,
Better than no-tail.
offense intended.
Who's the other guy who plays Meepo a lot? Angel? He
Yeah,
plays
he
Meepo
plays it
quite
in
often.
pub all the time.
Yeah.
But that's not Angel, the competitive player. That's
It's just a guy.
It's a pub Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this issue where people take the same name,
Yeah.
which kind of confuses people.
Well, we can see the bans continuing here. Like, we talked about the Meepo respect ban, Brewmaster being taken out. A hero who is actually being banned more than I think he's being picked. Like,
Yeah,
even if he's in the pool, some teams still kind of ignore him.
I think that Korok has played Brewmaster 5 games and has 5-0 wins and this qualifier on it.
Yeah.
I think.
It's a really impressive hero in terms of what he offers during the mid-game. And, like, some time ago, back when Chinese teams picked him, it seemed to be not as useful, but I think it's because people were actually worse at the game.
Yeah.
Like, now that
could
people
be.
are better, the Brewmaster offers more because you're able to do more with the fights that you win.
It could be that, and then also he's more about the control now because having that Aghanims when you get it, you actually deal the Drunken Haze as well as the extra clap. It's a big extra impact if you get what I mean. Like, sure,
Yeah.
the old Aghanims was great, you got the damage out and you were stronger, your pandas were really strong, but now the control that you have in a fight, and that's really why you pick Brewmaster, to get that control in the enemy team, and that's really uncontested. Like, there's no other hero with that much teamfight control.
Okay, so Isurus, they're going to pick up a Centaur here, and this is probably going to be their offlaner. I mean, I can't imagine it doing
Yeah.
much else at this point. And this just goes back to what we said earlier. It's like, you pick Sand King Shadow Shaman, and this is a dire Sand King Shadow Shaman. Like on Radiant, I could kind of see maybe because the jungle is easier to exploit on that side, and it's actually harder to roam between 2 lanes as Dire than it is as Radiant, and you can keep the middle lane and safe lane a lot safer, even picking greedy. So I'm not saying Isurus are like getting super outdrafted, but I just like what Shadows of the Past is doing a little bit more.
Yeah, you're not a fan of the composition they have, especially on.
It's so
on that side.
predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That is the problem with it. Do you think this Tidehunter that they pick up now is going to be solo against Centaur? Do you think that's going to happen?
I've seen it before.
Yeah.
The thing is, Tidehunter has such... He's really good against melee in general. Like, you could argue Centaur is also good, but in order for Centaur to harass, he has to give away health, right? Like, you have to double-edge somebody. And he's... Like, Tidehunter doesn't give a shit about return. He's just going to walk up to the creep wave and anchor smash it, right?
Yep.
It out. So I actually think Tide might have a slight advantage.
I would say so. Like, the 60% damage reduction is a lot, especially if we want a man fight. I mean, you hit him twice, you deal not even 100% damage. So you're pretty much getting wrecked if you try and contest Tidehunter in the lane. But especially then there's the Treant armor as well, so he could be supporting the Tide even more just to win the lane flat
But what
out.
if it's like a Treant Tidehunter
Whoa.
+1 tri-lane? Think of how slow you would be with Gush and Leech Seed. You'd be fucking slow.
And yeah.
You wouldn't actually.
It would be horrible.
You would literally be 100 move speed.
It would be horrible. Just saying.
You'd
But you would be very slow. 100 move speed. It's gonna happen. So Invoker gonna be going up mid against the puck, and Invoker is pretty hard to shut down or win against. To be honest. Wow. Okay. So
What if you pick TA?
they do go for a TA and
now
bringing up a mid hero
I want to ask you this because you play TA probably more than anybody.
here at least.
Here at least, right? Would you rather play against a Quaswex Invoker or an Exort Invoker? Which one is easier?
Quaswex.
Quaswex is easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because a good Exort Invoker will, for one, he will harass you really nicely with Cold Snap and Forge Spirits, and you can't really Refraction tank that.
Yeah.
What he needs to do, you can sort of tank it if you walk away so that he only gets 1 attack on you, because then the Refraction will save you from some of
But
the
Cold
stunts.
Snap auto attack takes 2 refraction charges, right? Because it's the Cold Snap damage and the auto attack damage.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, it doesn't work like that.
Oh, it doesn't take 2? Because I know that Overload takes 2. Like Storm's Overload, when he hits you, like the Overload hit takes 1, and then his auto attack takes 1.
Actually, yeah, it takes 2. But the thing is, it takes 2, but it won't stun you. So
Okay.
you can walk away if you have a like defensive refraction up still. You can walk away from the cold snap, which very few hero actually can.
Okay.
So
I didn't actually know that.
yeah, so say that you have 6 charges on your defensive refraction, and you get cold snap. The first one stuns you always.
Right.
But if he hits you, you won't take damage, and thus the cold snap doesn't proc. So I don't think it actually deals.
Because it doesn't hit you.
I don't think it hits you at all. So
Okay.
yeah, you can just walk it off.
All right, walk it off. Should be a fan.
But the problem comes, of course, when Forge Spirit is close to you and you get fucked.
Right.
And then Sunstrike, because he's dandy.
And TA is not necessarily known for her extremely long range.
No, but if you're really good at playing TA, though, and you know that the enemy supports are not coming your way, you can actually outlane an Invoker pretty easily with Psyblades. Like,
Okay.
it's not that hard. And Meltstrike is also a good way to deal with the Forge Spirits. Run up and Meltstrike them and kill them fast.
Yeah, they did get survivability nerfed as well a couple patches ago.
Yeah.
So it's not quite as hard as it used to be, but I like Shadows of the Past lineup quite a bit in terms of what they're doing. And again, there's no BKB heroes on Isurus at all.
That's true.
Invoker might get one eventually. Sand King might get one eventually, but those are like very luxury items.
So you're saying that the Puck and the Tide will have big effect with their,
the whole
their
game.
spell?
Like, they're just going to have very potent combination. And that's on top of the fact that we were talking about the Invoker TA matchup, but he's going to have tree armor too. So it's not just refraction. And
exactly.
the other thing is, I think Shadows of the Past can still go aggressive if they want to. I mean, sure, Tidehunter Tree doesn't sound great, but Shadow Shaman Sand King isn't really great either.
Yeah, exactly. I feel they can probably, and since Shadow Shaman Rasta or Shadow Shaman Sand King is a line, like it's a lane where you have to go in for a kill. You can't trade harass. You can't do anything like that. It's an all or nothing kind of lane. And do you really go all or nothing against Treant and Tide +1 hero? Like, who do you kill?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to deal a lot of damage. And with the heal from Treant, with the minus damage from Tide, you're probably not going to get that kill before the enemy kills you. So it's doable. And I think they actually should, because do you want to send the offlane puck still?
If they pick that gyro that you were talking about, I think that Isurus tri-lane would just get smashed by that. And they pick an Alchemist too, which is even worse against a tree and a Tidehunter.
Yeah.
Because if the Alchemist is supposed to be in the one roll here, which I can only imagine he is, unless they do
He should
something
be.
really
He should
crazy.
be. This is definitely a carry alchemist by the looks of it.
I mean, I get why they would pick Alchemist here, because if you look at Shadows of the Past, the only real burst damage they have outside of the puck is TA. And against Magic teams, I think Alchemist is actually fairly good, because you just regen so quickly. Oh, they're going to pick Viper.
Yeah, so that's their tri-lane.
That's aggressive.
That's an aggressive tri-lane Viper. And to be honest, the Alchemist, they could switch up the Alchemist, put him mid instead, just to mess with a TA, send Invoker to the defensive tri-lane. As soon as he has level 2, you have Cold Snap, but it's still very lackluster. You won't get the levels on Invoker. It would be cute, but it's I don't see how Isurus are going to come out on top in terms of laning. So they have to bring something into the game around the 10-15 minute mark.
Okay. I mean, their ultimates are strong. You have Epicenter, you have Mass Serpent Ward, Stampede. You have ways to start fights that most teams can't really do without blinks, because Stampede just gives your whole team basically free positioning on whatever engagement you choose to take. So I think Isurus are going to suffer a little bit in the laning phase, but if they can get through it without just like totally getting demolished, they might be able to do something.
Yeah. And to be honest, when you have heroes like Viper, Treant, TA, these are heroes that should dominate lanes. Like, these are lane dominating heroes.
Yeah.
So in terms of, you know, they should be punished in laning phase, but if they can get away, get level 6 on Rasta somehow, get those words up, they suddenly have the option of forcing fights, as you say. Taking those tier 1 towers, they could actually open up the game. We have one guy missing on Isurus right now, and a check coming out to see if they're fine.
Fullback is DC'd. And
Yeah.
I'm guessing we might have a remake. We don't know.
We might, but...
oh, his PC died, so yeah, that's not great.
Well, he can still reconnect if he gets it started now, so let's see if he actually gets back. But other than that and how the lanes are going to play out here, if you were to just play a game, whose draft would you favor more? Like, if you were playing in any of these teams, which type of lineup would you prefer?
I like Isurus' type of lineup, but I think it's a mismatch. Like, I like the way that they picked because it has such good mid game that to a certain extent, like, their lanes don't matter as much, right? But Shadows of the Past have such good lanes that it almost makes it not worth it to pick that kind of composition that Isurus has, in my opinion. It's not that I don't like Isurus drafting as like a whole team, but I think because of the fact that they picked the Sand King and the Shadow Shaman so early, like, these types of lineups are very easy to deal with if you see them coming, which I feel like Shadows of the Past did.
Yeah, that's true. Because when they picked these two as first picks, then Shadows of the Past could just completely customize their lineup. They know what they're going to be up against, at least in terms of the two support heroes. Yeah. And that's actually a huge deficit to see that much. So, I don't know. When you look at the drafting phase, most teams will wait with picking their mid hero.
They always pick supports or offlaners first.
Yeah. What you do is usually you pick one support, one offlaner. Like, you pick your offlane and a support, or even a carry sometimes. Right. You want to hide your mid hero, and you don't really want to reveal two supports in the first phase. Especially in this meta, because there's, to be honest, there's so many options when it comes to supports. You could go for anything. We have seen people run the Tuskar, the Witch Doctor, Dazzle. We have seen pretty much every single support coming out to play here, even the Caudal, CM, like everything. Yeah. So maybe selling too much info.
I mean, anything can happen in a Dota game. As much as we can say, like, Isurus are at a disadvantage, which the disadvantage you've already mentioned, they knew exactly what they were going to do. Pretty much. I mean, the Alchemist is a little bit of a surprise pick, but even if it's Alchemist versus TA mid, the TA can still deal with that, right? Like, it's tough, actually, for the TA because Acid Spray is really annoying, and there's imagine Shrapnel, but like twice as big, does more damage, reduces armor. Yeah. Literally a better skill. It
is a better skill. It's same, but better. But then the fact that she can still farm, she can't go aggressive, she can't really stay on full HP all the time, which will make you worry if the enemy is missing on the map. Because against Acid Spray, you will go down in HP if you want to get all the last hits. But as TA, you can still farm, and you won't be that much pressured by it. The danger to a TA in any game really comes out when you don't have intel on where the enemy supports are. Are they roaming? Are they coming? She's very similar to Shadow Fiend in that regard. Or most mid heroes in the game, but the difference being that these heroes really are targeted in the first, like, before they get level 6. Like